Hello, 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 hello. Ugh. Da, 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 da. Oh, spooky scary. Spooky scary. All right. Ah, la da da. La, da. Da, da, da. Da, 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 da. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, the pain's gonna start early. All right. Pretty sure. Might help if I pause everything. Mhm. Mm. All right. I think that means we can start. You don't have any money, do we? Hey, Rod, how you doing? Ooh, oh heavens, these when you must feel the weight above. Reckon out the depths of the pioneers, you and I last recent history. Okay, we need 112. I don't think I'm gonna get there with this. Oh, how you been, Rod? Okay, yeah, we can't do that yet. You've been just fine? Well, that's good. We do like people being fine. Fine sounds just fine to me. Rude. Hello, Floxy. How are you doing? I was actually going to start Atomic Heart today, and then I realized that my my good computer needed updates. So we're on a bit of Plan B. Considering we started Plan B last week, I figured it's not that big of a deal to start it or to do more of it today. If that sounds good with you guys. But otherwise, I think we want to start Atomic Heart soon. And I was thinking that when I add another day in, maybe I should play a Pokemon game. If you guys had a suggestion for what Pokemon game we should play, hopefully one of the older ones, because I can actually emulate those and stream those better. But kind of however it goes, I guess. Nice jump, idiot. Yeah, I was a little late on the input, I'm not gonna lie. Goodness gracious. Or Plants vs Zombies? Like years and years and years ago? I played a little bit. Not that I'm opposed to playing games that I've played before. Obviously, we're playing something I've played before. Mapatachio! Would that be something that people would be interested in watching? See, the problem is I'd want to play things that people want to watch. Oh, the replanted one? Yeah, see, I heard about that too. It's really funny because when it comes to specifically sequels, there's such an interesting balance you have to find. Like, it has to be different enough for it not to just be the same game again, but it has to be the same enough where people who liked the franchise before aren't going to be alienated from it. Which I think is a really, really tough thing to do for a lot of people. I'm not gonna lie, the buzzing is kind of driving me insane. Just kinda though. What does that even mean? What? That does not sound like a what? I get branching out, but like, what the hell? Actually, that was kind of hype, I'm not gonna lie. What wonderful pathing that we ended up with just the right amount of— oh god! Oh my butthole! Alright, sorry, we had a moment. What happened to my— what'd I do to my phone? My phone, over there. Um, Yeah, I don't know if I'd necessarily trust that company with that, but alas, here we are. Dude, we live in like the weirdest timeline. Has anyone else noticed this? Like, just the timeline itself is interesting. Like, that's not just me being crazy, right? Like, that's the world being crazy and not just me, right? I'm just... For your planet, it was a fake live stream of a streamer called No Cap... Are we cooked or just French fried? Well, actually... So if you want some cringeness, because I can join in the cringeness, because I'm just built that way, I guess. I made a... I used to be pretty good at Magic the Gathering. I worked on decks before they were actually decks. Like, I invented essentially the Lantern Control deck before Lantern Control was a thing. So, with that being said, I actually invented a kind of burn deck that I named Deep Fried because it took the entire concept of burn and left it on the stove too long. That's what my friend said it was. The funny part was it actually worked. So there you go. Hello, Little. How you doing? I'm doing okay. Just kind of doing my thing. Wow. Being bad at games. Being really fucking bad at games. How am I so bad at everything I do? Oh, very cool. 'Cause it's so ridiculous. That is pretty funny, though. I mean, to be fair, they're ahead of their time. They were ahead of their time. Okay, let's be honest. The generation that's coming up, that's going through school right now, is cooked. In the worst sense of the word. Like, they're blatantly, like, not in this universe. Their brains don't function. I was watching a video about, like, a bunch of teachers complaining that literally all of their students are just blatantly not there anymore. like intellectually. They can't think. They live in an alternative reality. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's a bit of a problem. More than a bit of a problem. And honestly, I'm not surprised at all. Like, I even come from the generation that had well, I didn't come from the generation. My brothers, which were only 5 and 6 years younger than me, were obsessed with YouTube poop, and you could kind of tell at that point that things were going to go very, very wrong. You know what I mean? Generations of the Greeks and complaining about the next generation. This is more than complaints, though. Like, memes became such, like, at least you can say about, like, early day memes that there was a reason why they ended up the way that they ended up. At least YouTube poop requires effort. I don't know. I think YouTube poop was effectively the same thing, right? But like, what was it? Like Banana Gorilla, whatever, where literally it's just somebody saying Banana Gorilla the entire time. Like, I'm gonna be honest, YouTube poop I hated, mostly because I found it dumb, awful. You know what I mean? Like, the lack of intelligence there was very telling as to where things were going, at least in terms of youth and their interactions with something that like the internet. And I say youth because I'm not gonna lie, with how a lot of other things are going, like, I don't think it's just youth. I don't think humans have like the capacity. In general. Because it's kind of just bigger than youth. AI bro is gonna be the end of the economy. I think that people don't understand what to actually expect out of that, right? Because I think AI brings a lot of good in some ways, but the problem is that we have exposed children to more reasons why they don't need to be able to think, right? Like, the problem isn't just like, oh yeah, there's AI, oh, there's calculators, oh, there's, you know, this, that, and the other thing. But like, if you don't understand the basics, you can't build on anything, which is what ends up causing more issues than not, which is one of the problems that I have, right? Where it's all like, oh, you won't have a calculator in your pocket. And it's all like, well, yeah, well, now I literally have a calculator in my pocket. But the thing is if you didn't use logic at an early age, like, you're gonna be putting yourself in a major deficit when it comes to actually having to solve problems. Does that make sense? Because, like, the answers that I always got for, like, oh, this is why you need to learn math. This is why you need to do this, that, and the other thing. And it's all like, why? Why do I need to learn how to spell? I can just use spell check, right? When in actuality, what you're doing is you're learning the tools in which you need to use in order to gain and utilize other knowledge, right? Like, it's not about the actual end result. It's that the end result breeds other results. And I think that's lost. That's what's lost. And we do this by brain rotting the next generation. You're a voracious reader. And you still struggle with spelling? See, I do too, but that's because I never learned, like, I never had to learn how to. It's just, I just haven't had to. Right? What was the subject in school that I wasn't good at? Actually, this speaks right directly to it, okay? You want to know what subject I actually struggled the most with? Was trigonometry. And you want to know what's hilarious? Specifically trigonometry. No, it wasn't just math. I was great at math. I actually was awesome at math. The problem was trigonometry, because what would happen is I'd get to the answer, and the answer would be correct, which meant that I was doing everything correctly. The problem is trigonometry introduced proofs, and if you can't prove what you said was right, you don't have it right. It's wrong, right? So the entire logical process that proves that you were right is what you need, specifically in fields like engineering and sciences. And like, you don't need to just have the answer, because anybody can just Google the answer. You need to have it so that you can prove that your answer is the correct answer, right? And that's where I actually had a lot of difficulty. And that's where I kind of tuned out a lot in school, which came from a bunch of different things. A misdiagnosed ADD, Obama had the No Child Left Behind policy, which lowered standards, meant I never actually, up until that point, I never actually had to struggle in anything. Because I literally just got it. That's all that happened, was I just got it. I just knew what the answer was. And the thing is that's fine until you have to prove it to somebody else. And that's where I struggled, right? So, yeah, it was like, oh yeah, math was definitely an issue in school. Well, no, proving that I was right in math was the issue. And I never learned those skills because I was never challenged to have those skills, right? And I can only say this looking back, and after struggling for a very, very long time, and I'm talking a very long time, where it literally almost destroyed me, right? And I very much still suffer the consequences of it. And it makes me very frustrated and very much want to go around and actually tell people what the actual problem is and what we need to do and how we need to get there, because I know that they're the right answer. I can tell you all the psychology behind it. I can tell you the learning behind it. I can tell you all the stuff behind it, but I couldn't do that before because I was too much of an idiot, because no one taught me how to do those things. These are things that I had to struggle with and find out myself, because no one would just give me the answer to that, right? And you can't just, like, it just doesn't fit in with world views that are going around right now. It doesn't. Specifically, that anybody can do these things, right? Like, anybody is replaceable by anybody else is completely and totally false. I do have a question, though. Does my microphone sound better now? Okay. Cog in the machine, you were... Well, the thing is that you can be a cog... Like, there are degrees of cog in the machine, right? There's a cog in the machine which has no agency and no ability to actually improve on anything, right? It sounds the same to you. You wouldn't notice a difference? Oh, okay. Huh, interesting. Because the thing is, okay, so if I got really loud right now, like, you know what I mean? Because usually it starts cutting off. I actually removed some of the compression because I'm using a different microphone. So that's why the audio is a little different. But it should sound better.
Bapanada.
All right. Oh. Really? Interesting. I kind of don't care about the hot spring pin, I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, from personal experience, that's where the struggle I've had was. I hope you had fun. So, sorry. That was a long-winded explanation for things. I'm having my moments. See, the thing is that I do think that logic... Hold on. I think that logic is where it's at. Okay? And here's the reason why. Is because the logic has to be applied to critical thinking. Okay? Because what ends up happening is if you don't have the logic, but you're critically trying to think about things, you will never, ever end up in a good place, because then your actions are dictated by not logic, but by feelings. And if you critically think about feelings, things go very, very, very wrong very quick, because you aren't actually addressing the logical concerns for why things are the way they are. Because it's not just about the particular instance and thing you're complaining about, but it's about the impact that those things would have in the long run to every party involved. Right? So the critical thought, I think, also kind of comes with the logic, right? Where if you are a logical person by nature, the problem is that you can be convinced that that part of logic isn't can't be followed through on, right? Because you can think critically about emotions all day long. And what ends up happening when you critically think about emotions but don't actually have the capacity to comprehend beyond that? Right? Because it's all like, oh, well, that person got hurt. Well, let's do the thing to make them not get hurt by that. And in that change, you decide that, oh, this is, well, obviously, just don't do that thing. And it's all like, well, what are the consequences to not doing that thing? And they're infinitely worse. Hello, Cole. Welcome back. How are you doing? The downward attack in this game is so broken. I don't know if anyone else noticed this, but like, pogoing is so good. Living, you guess? Oh, I'm sorry to hear you're in pain. I was thinking about you the other day. I was hoping you were doing well. I don't know why you popped in my head, but you did. What, me going like, oh yeah, I hope Cole's doing okay. It's not good for your health? Well, that doesn't sound right. Ow. Okay, I'm dumb. Okay, I'm dumb. Okay, I just fucking missed. I need my long nail. Oh yeah, that's not great. I don't want to go there yet. Is all good. In another semester of classes looking for internships. My girlfriend's about to. So, in fact, we were just talking about adding another stream day because I should have more time. As opposed to me being emotional support Dom. Got an art class, you hope will teach you new skills so you can propel your art? Well, that'd be really nice. Art is doing better than science right now, so you flip-flop to what's working best and bolster both? Wildlife and natural resources. Oh, that's kind of cool. I might need help with art in the future if you're, I don't know what kind of art you're into, but... if you want to help out with some silliness... I'm actually, going to be, hopefully, knock on wood, learning some programming. I just did my whole Hello World thing, so. Again, we meet, little ghost. I'm normally quite perceptive. I underestimated, though I have since guessed the truth. You've seen beyond this kingdom's bounds. You're resilient to voids. It's no surprise then you've managed to reach the heart of this world. In doing so, you shall know the sacrifice that keeps it standing. If, knowing the truth, you still attempt a role in Hollownest's perpetuation, seek the grave in ash and mark it would grant one like... Cool. But yeah, if you want to do some digital stuff for me, I definitely use some like little stuff since I'm learning programming so I can make a game. I want to make a small game. An itty-bitty game. But luckily I have also been, well, a fishing game. See, actually I tried to write a book on fish. I had to stop because it was getting too hard. I should have used paper. I was hopeful finding trouble moving upwards the current stuff. Number of people newly moved in, wanting outdoors for sports and competition. Yeah, people are gonna always have their own ways of viewing it. I'm not an outdoorsy person. I'm also not a sports person, so... yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that. But then again, I don't know enough about it to put too much towards it. I'm not going to pretend like it's something that I've had to struggle with at any point. It's not that I dislike nature. I like nature. Actually started streaming with a fishing game. I remember, so there was... Do you want some gaming history for me? One of the first games that so we had a Dreamcast, which was one of the first systems that I could actually play. Oh! How rude! And there was a demo disc that came out with a whole bunch of different games on it. So one of the games that I played a lot, which was only the demo of, because we only had the demo for the longest time, was actually a fishing game. And then my dad decided, oh yeah, well, we're gonna get you another fishing game. So I got this other fishing game, and this other fishing game was literally not the same thing at all, and was like barely an arcade game version kind of thing going on. It was super bizarre. Actually, the fishing wasn't the first one. So we actually started with the end, or not the end. We started with a Super Nintendo, and my parents, out of fear for, or fear, yeah, no, more out of like trying to deter gaming addiction, because there were 3 kids in the house, and then they just kind of gave up and just let us watch TV anyway and use the computer and stuff later on. Um, it obviously didn't help because everyone was playing games at that point, which just made it a huge like social barrier. But and then you wouldn't invite people over because you couldn't play games, and what else could you do? But because like they weren't doing anything, and we weren't exactly like we weren't rich. We ended up being middle class later on. If not upper middle class. But the huge thing about that was we sacrificed a lot early. So the only reason why we had the Dreamcast in and of itself was so that my parents could go on email and get emails. Otherwise, we didn't have anything until much later on. Um, and so the original start was like Super Mario Brothers, and a little bit after that was it was Super Mario Brothers, and what was the other one? I know Yoshi's Island was huge later, but anyway, sorry. There was a bunch of different things.
Ranjo Stenja.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Strengthen the nail, please. Oh, give me the damage! There we go, reforging is complete. I've honed your nail's edge, made it stronger. Alright, test it on your foes.
Vendasu.
Alright, we're gonna need more ore. So anyway, sorry. That was long and roundabout, I know. But yeah. Because it wasn't actually the start, but there were parts there. Oh, I'm so glad I have damage now. Oh, damage feels so good. Sorry, I got in a huge ramble. Ow! But I think that's also part of the reason why I view gaming as a social thing. Because it really is, at least to me. I like playing single-player games more than I like playing multiplayer games, but I fully admit that the only reason why I play them is because I get to hang out and stream and talk to you guys. You admit to being spoiled early on, later putting yourself through the worst so I could learn not to be spoiled on my own. Now I know what to do and how to use experiences to grow. We had a see-through back. Oh, an Apple computer and television and plug and play. See, the thing is that the way that I saw things, I just didn't understand how other people saw them, right? And I didn't know about how atypical things were, which is, I think, what was the huge detriment there, right? Like, that was for sure the actual issue. I thought kind of, oh yeah, it's that's kind of normal, right? Like, you know, you do the thing and this is how you get there and whatever, and totally not realizing the implications or like what it took, right? Which I think was kind of the detriment of the understanding, right? Again, it was coming to the conclusion without having the logic in order to figure out how it became that way or how it got there. I wouldn't say that at all. Because honestly, like, I very much felt the same way, and the only reason why I even had any gaming experience at all, really, was because of my friends. My friends ended up finding a Game Boy. It was a Game Boy Color. So for the longest time, all I could play was a single Game Boy Color that had a version of... It had two things. It had a version... Oh no, it had three things before something happened. It had Pokemon Gold. It had it had Batman the video game, which was awful and just a terrible game. And Yoshi, what was it? Yoshi's... It was like some Yoshi version of Tetris. Like some Mario Tetris thing. So I literally would have had nothing until then. Your first games were on Super Nintendo, then a Game Boy, then a 3DS. See, mine was Super Nintendo, then it jumped to Dreamcast, which was so restricted, I don't know if I can necessarily say I played it that much, because we could only play it for 30 minutes, and anytime there was a challenge, the solution was to step away from it, as opposed to addressing the serious issue that I had, and I still struggle with now, but I honestly think it could have been easier to deal with back then, was I get very competitive, and it becomes a struggle for me to deal with things not going my way, specifically when it comes to like something more competitive, right? And that's a very easy hole to get sucked down into. You had a 64 for maybe a few months, and I took it, sold it. Your brother's on Xbox, PlayStation, PSP. You got the handheld consoles. Honestly, I knew people with N64s. They were the rich kids. I'm not gonna lie. It was either, it was, no, I shouldn't say that. But the first game you ever played was on your phone, and it was Mario Land 2 on an emulator. That's hilarious. I just can't wait for gaming to make a comeback. You know what I mean? Like, I think us gamers have suffered for too long. And honestly, the resurgence of the indie gaming market has been so many good things. But I think we honestly have to get past the change. Because there's been a shift from games being games to games being stuck within other versions of different games, right? Like, instead of having, like, oh, I got a game, it's become kind of like, oh, they released a new game in Roblox or something, right? Like, you're a part of something else, which gives you access to things. I'm not a huge fan of that. I totally get it, though. I think the thing is people will buy it for two things, right? One, if it's good, right? Like having a good game, right? But the other one is just the affordability of it, because it's all like they literally screwed themselves, and they're talking about like what, $80-$90 games, and it's all like, dude, nobody thinks those games are worth that. Right? Like, if you're actually going to pull a profit, you need to make a game affordable, but you need to make it, like, competently? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This game is good. It's really good. But it is an acknowledgement that, like, the saving grace has to be the indie market, right? Like the large companies that are chasing a profit are going to continue to pop slop. Like that's what they do. But the thing is that it's so much like you can't compete with the prices of things like Roblox, right? Like you can't compete on that level because they're just going to offer you everything. They're going to offer you everything to not have to deal with any of that. Right? So many repeat games? Yeah, pretty much. But trying to do so in a way that, like, people actually want to spend money on, that's kind of crazy. It's gotten really difficult. Oh, and can I honestly say, fuck pre-ordering? Yeah, pre-ordering needs to die in a hole. Like, just let COD die already. Honestly, I don't think COD needs to die as much as it needs to return to its roots. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think I would be angry at COD if COD literally decided, oh, by the way, we're gonna do a throwback and we're gonna do something like old school. You know what I mean? I think people actually kind of want that. Not saying it would be easy for them to do because you can't monetize games the old school way nearly as well or nearly as easily. Well, I wouldn't say COD was necessarily realistic, right? But like, honestly, just focusing on like, because I'm not gonna lie, like I played a lot of the original COD, specifically online, right? And really what happened is everything got limited down. I remember that every old school game got limited down, and they got limited down specifically to single shot, either sniper rifles or normal rifles, right? Like you got a scope or you didn't. And then everything was like a headshot is a kill, and like everything else, body shot was like two hits to kill, right? Where like you had to make your moves intentionally, and you had to make sure that you were doing things in a way in which like interacted with people. Like I'm telling you, every game was like that, right? And I'm not saying that it was necessarily good at that point, but what I would say is that it immediately made the games more profitable, right? Because they weren't dealing with all the shenanigans. They didn't have to deal with all the BS. You don't remember it was an old PS2 Call of Duty or not realistic war game where they storming the beach and it showed the realities of war and trying to survive. That is true though. Honestly, I think there's been like such a huge push for like the for like the hero complex, right? That, well, what's more fun? Oh, getting a bunch of kills is fun. Yeah, well, how do you get a bunch of kills? And it's all like, oh, we could just give them kills. And it's all like, bro, what's the effort, right? Like, what's the point in being good? Specifically, you get in lobbies and it's all like, well, what the hell? Like, the perk system made it so it's all like, oh, you do the thing. Well, am I going the right way? I don't even know if I'm going the right way. I'm not gonna lie. Ow. This guy's being annoying. Oh, motherfucker! Well, that happened. Which is not competitive and really been fun. Bad habit of being an asshole. It charges forward for okay. Get mad at me for letting kids win or sticking someone else's plans, that kind of thing. See, the thing is I know I get too competitive. I know I have that issue. Because goodness gracious, it's been a thing forever, right? Like, if a boss is killing me too much, like, it used to be where it was just really annoying, right? But like when it comes to streaming, I want to put on a good show for people, and I don't think dying 500 million times is good for show. I've been liking contests more. Yeah. Actually, I was invited to play Hunt again more recently. And the funny part is that it is one of those games that sucks me in specifically because, like, when it's not like I know what's happening, right? When I'm learning things, I can have a good time, right? But it's when I know things and I'm all like, oh, it's just, I'm bad. Like, I can admit that now, right? I obviously can't admit that at the time. But honestly, I think a lot of that is just how much I how much I emphasize trying to put on a show, right? Because just dying over and over again, like, how do you get viewers? You know what you're doing, and if you can show that you have no fucking clue what you're doing, probably doesn't end well. Ow. All right, Little, take it easy. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it.
えどうしたガン
I'm only dying. Oh well. Okay. Yeah, I don't like those bugs either. Well, people forget that, like, The whole reason for a console is to subsidize the game platforms themselves, right? But the platforms aren't doing fuck all. Like, that's the thing that drives me the most nuts about it, right? Like, I want Nintendo to go fucking absolutely nuts and make some goddamn shit, right? Like, I want Sony to actually make games that people want, right? Like, you could be paying less for all of them if you made all sorts of things that people actually want to play. But what are they chasing? The modern audience that doesn't exist? Like, what are they doing? You know what I mean? The games don't need to be that expensive if they're selling a console, because, quite frankly, you should be able to buy a bunch of different games for a console. Right? So you shouldn't need to pay for... I don't know. It just seems that everybody seems to be trying to capture an audience that doesn't exist. And I don't think that's necessarily just to, I don't think that's necessarily just video games either. I think that, like, movies, shows, they're all trying to speak to people who just don't care. They're not there. Well, I think that what they did is, with the console wars in general, they made it unaffordable to even make the game to begin with. Hello, evil SCP. Noah, hi, how you doing? Nice to see you again. Ow. Mother of fuck. Well, the thing is that you use, like, if you made a game, right, that would have done well back then, and it did well with kids back then, parents would be into it too now. Like, they're the ones with the nostalgia, and then they decide to try and split their audience more by being like, oh, this is very specifically for whatever. Like, you could just make it good. It could just be good. I'm gonna react for you to do, what's the react? Good react. Ow. Okay, something's gonna die here. And my guess is it's you. There you go. I'd have to put on my model so that it was actually a reaction. I've never done React content, so not that I'm opposed to it. It's not just a spooky monster that kills you immediately. It actually has ways to defend yourself, and some of the creatures are friendly. What is this? I'm gonna
Why are you running? Why are you running?
That looks very interesting, actually. Holy cow! That looks like... Okay, so... hold on. So, I actually have... I have a thought on this. So, there is a... there is a composer, YouTuber guy. He made a song called what was it called? He goes by the name Look Mum No Computer. He does it with like a synthesizer. He does everything with the synthesizer. What is the name of the song? If you guys are interested, it's really, really good. Look Mum No Computer. YouTube. What is the name of the song? Stop it. Stop it. What's the name of the song? It's really bizarre. It has a music video that I swear to God, it made me think of that. Just the art did. It starts with a V. Releases maybe? Oh, Desperado. What is it? Desperado Vespa. There you go. Oh, I'm just talking about the sure. How long are you gonna be around for? I haven't done a reaction stream before, so I might need to set up some stuff on OBS. Oh, I'll put my model up. Yeah, I'm not gonna do a reaction and just show content. That's not how I... Believe it or not, I don't do chair reacts. But yeah, we'll do it. Ow. Well, that was fun. Well, that was fun. All right, if we could not die, that would be great. I'm so close to death. Can I just not be dead? Is that an option? Hey, look, I'm not dead. You know what's really funny? I actually hated horror for the longest time, and it wasn't until I actually looked. There were a couple YouTube channels that were actually really good. I think one of them. What were they called? What were they called? Because there were a couple YouTube channels that like broke down all of the references in horror, and there was so much overlap. Dude, it seemed like such a cool community. Like a bunch of super cool guys. It just seems so silly because it's all like I hated horror, and then like once I started knowing things, like I was all like, oh, that's so cool. It's literally a shout out to this guy and that guy. Ow. Motherfuck. Never mind, I'm dumb. I have a brain deficiency, guys. I need help. Guys, you all are so mean. All making fun of somebody who's actually mentally deficient. That's why we can't have nice things. I know, just supreme virtue signal. Oh, that doesn't seem nice. Oh, thanks for the love. Much appreciated. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of forgot where I'm going. I planned on streaming for like another 3 hours. So how long do I need to wait? Hold on, I want to not die. I want to not die. Wow, I'm dumb. Okay. Sorry. How long do you think the react should last? I don't know how long the videos you want me to react to are. Next major boss? I could do that. I'm just not sure how long react content goes for. You want me to react to all 22 episodes? We definitely can't do that all in one stream, though. I was gonna say, that's a lot of episodes. Unless it's like, hasn't even finished yet? Season 3 is yet to come? Jeez. No, I'm just making sure that... Like, I don't necessarily want to just sit down and just watch an entire series of something without commentary, and I have no idea what I'm reacting to, so... I am trying my best to maintain copyright integrity. That's all. Oh, 2 to 7 minute videos? Okay. That's... Season one would be doable. Only because I'm probably gonna stop a lot. I'll probably stop a lot and have a lot to talk about in that sense. Only because, again, copyright. I want to be respectful of intellectual property that is not my own.
Yes, Gio. Gio. Gio, Kalala.
I am hungry though. Dude, I am literally starving myself. I'm not gonna lie. I shouldn't be dieting as hard as I am. Is there someplace else we need to go? No, we'll go to King Station again. I think we go up. I think we go up from Kings. I've actually been super, you want to know what I've been surprised pleasantly by is the Amazing Digital Circus. I have been pleasantly surprised with how they've been handling things. Oh my. All right, we'll go up. Going up. Well, that wasn't that hard. Anyone know where we're going? Oh, we're getting our dream nail. Okay. I was gonna say I was on an adventure. See, I was thinking I don't want to do the whole thing right now, but finding a good place to stop would be good, right? Oh, give me my dream nail, thank you. But yeah, with the pausing, it'll take longer. Dream sequences are so weird. Give me a second. Dream sequence, dream sequence, dream sequence. Yeah, we could do that. Dream now. Yeah, I don't want to sacrifice the entire time to things, but I would at least want to get in the thick of things, because it would be very problematic to just surface level everything. You returned. Welcome back to the waking world. Those figures, those dreamers, they reach out to you with a little power. They still have dragged you into that place. Talisman you wield now. The dream nail can cut through the veil that separates the waking world from our dreams. Even the dreamers themselves cannot hide from such a weapon. Though I must admit, the sacred blade has dulled over time. Perhaps we can restore its power. You have to bring me essence. Essence, precious fragments, what it's made of. Collect where we find it. Bring it to me once we have enough. We can work the wonders together. Go to the world wielder. Hunt down the essence that lingers there. Collect 100 essence. Return to me. I'll teach you more. Okay. All right, we did the thing. All right, do we get to a boss at some point? All right. Ow. I don't want to die here, thank you. Ow! Got him! Let's go! I can see now those who turn against the king are doomed as soon as they raise their weapon. Do not call me a traitor, simply call me a fool. I know you will not flee. Wherever you go, I will be watching. All right, let's at least get the dream nail upgraded. Because that shouldn't take any time at all. We're right here anyway. We have to save. We have to save. We have to find a bench is what we have to do. And I don't know where a bench is around here, but... What the hell? Where are we now? Oh, Dream Shield. Duh. Duh, that's helpful. Extra bonus stuff. Alright. Cool. Give me a thing. Wait, isn't this just... Yeah, this is the sag station. Alright, good. Save. Sorry. I know. I know. I just want to make sure I buy things before I forget to buy them. Otherwise, I'm going to be too dumb, and then it's not going to work.
Bapanada.
All right. All right, let's see if I can do this in such a way as to not, like, completely and totally dox myself. That'd be great, right? All right, so what is this? You. All right, I'm gonna bring this over. Block that. I've got a question. I've got a very, very important question. Because this in particular says that it talks about and shows imagery of graphic content like a lot of bad things. Like flashing lights, owiness, violence, stuff. Okay? Is there any streams that I need to stop in order to watch this? Or I have a better idea. I do have a better idea. That's my problem. So my better idea would be to make a reaction video as opposed to a stream and just post the whole live reaction. Would that be better? Is that a good compromise? I haven't made a video in a long time, but I can totally just make a video. And then it would conflict with none of this. Because at least then I'll make sure not to get banned on half the stuff I'm streaming on. Because that would be bad. Okay, we'll do that. I'll make a video and then you can watch it whenever you want to watch it. You're hoping to see it in real time and like tell you about the things? What if I watched it and came to different conclusions? Right? And have it be like a real react. Because if I do all the pauses and stuff, I'll have to be piecing it together anyway. And that might actually be way more interesting. And then we could actually, and then whenever you come back, or we'll just chat in the comments. Or you could even go to my Discord, because my Discord, we can just talk about things. Because we can just do that if we want to. And we'll just have a back and forth there. I don't mind. No, but like the comments of YouTube, I always look at my comments on YouTube. Like on all of my videos, I always try and keep notifications on so I can make sure that I can give you guys, I can reply to everybody. Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a popular streamer. Right? Like we are a very small community. That's fair. I mean, otherwise you can literally come back and be like, oh yeah, I want to talk about this thing. And I'll at least know what you're talking about. And be like, oh, I watched the video on that. Yeah. Because it wouldn't necessarily need to be next week. It could be whenever. But I at least have context at that point. And then it wouldn't be like, oh, we gotta tiptoe around spoilers or anything. Yeah, I'm just worried that that the content itself would get me banned. Right? Because let me do some research and I have to, I'm so sorry, but I have to do research because otherwise I'm going to stream it, and places like Twitch get really weird about some things, right? So, maybe what I'll do is I'll end the other streams at my normal end stream time, and we'll spend a little time at the end, just extra, just to watch through some. Because then I can do that and I can eat and stuff. And that's maybe in 2 hours. I just don't want to... You forgot? Oh, yeah. Unfortunately, it has to get delayed, because otherwise I'm not going to have the content on my other stream. But in 2 hours? Totally. I'll start up some food. We'll do the thing. It'll be fine. I think. Hopefully. Yeah, sorry, Cole. Okay, so I got Dream now. That's fair. I just don't want to be the one person who gets shot for it, because trust me, they don't necessarily like me all that much. I just know that I catch strays. I catch a lot of strays. Ooh, what game's getting an update? I at least have it up so we can... Novelo. I have never played a VR game. I don't know if I'd be very good at a VR game. I tend to be very, stuck in my ways nowadays. Would that be a way to get more viewership? Is be a VR gremlin? I don't know where I'm going. See, but that's the thing though, is like, I play games for the social part of it, right? Like, I play games specifically so I can talk to people and like, that whole thing, right? We're supposed to have downward stuff, right? Aren't we supposed to have the body slam thing? Honestly, the only thing that I've seen in terms of VR content has been catching of people who should not be on things. Because there are some problems. Okay, so that needs the double jump. Oh, see, I'm not even saying it like that. Like, in general, I just like to stream. Like, yeah, we need to go up. Yeah, it needs a key. How do I get there? Get your Vicar! I got donked. How dare they donk me? That's better. I don't want to get donked anymore. All right, I'm getting donked a lot. Oh, that is the worst butt plug. Oh my goodness. It'll be fine.
Garuda, Zona.
Please buy. Yes. Buy thing. Oh, we don't have enough. Oh. Couple hours. 2. Couple meaning 2. Yeah. It might be like a quick restart of just making sure that the stream has a different title. So that it comes up as its own YouTube video, but that only takes like a minute. So it would literally like be a minute downtime. Yeah, don't worry about it. He was hiding. How dirty. He was just hiding there. Really? 1 geo away? 1? Can't believe 1. How rude. Although I do need like 150. I mean, we could just risk it, right? We should be able to just risk it. Where are we going? I totally don't know where we're going. Oh, never mind. Alright, Cornifer. You do your thing. I want to... continue to gain Geo. Well, that wasn't that hard. The Soul Sanctum. Nice. Sometimes you just get tired and you just shoot people. Well, that wasn't fair. Well, that worked out pretty good. Mother of fuck. Stop hurting me. Oh my god, that was close. Oh, fear me. All right, we're actually doing pretty good. I got you figured out. All right, that didn't work out quite as well as I had planned, but that's okay. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Really? Really? Oh, fuck that. Alright, that was bullshit. That was such a bullshit death. Of course. Thanks, game. Alright, I was right before. I was right before. I haven't exactly decided on something solid yet. Was thinking that, it should probably be something like a Wednesday or a Thursday, probably. Which one works better for you, Wednesday or Thursday? What if we just did that? Whatever one works better for you, Wednesday or Thursday. That's why I'm asking. Is it a Wednesday or a Thursday? Wednesday? Cool. We'll do Wednesday then. Especially because my girlfriend is starting her internship, so I'm going to have more time to myself. Although I do have to spend most of my time working on my studying myself. Because I want to study programming. Ow. Oh, that was easy. Ow. Rude. Okay. Oh, so much Geo. I don't think I knew about that. I don't think I knew about that at all, actually. It says I've dropped 0 frames, so it's not my side. Okay. Well, the good news is that all of this gets automatically published, so if you do miss things, you can always watch it back. Luckily, I let that happen, but I understand people like not doing that, so whatever floats your boat. What happens if I go back and I literally just jump down again and give him the old dream nail? All right, that's hard. That is very difficult. I am not lying, that is difficult. I think I kind of want the spooky cape. I kind of want the spooky cape for that. I would like to dash through things and not have to just die. Turns out just dying is a bad thing. Typically. Shout out to all my emo bros. I mean, luckily we're not doing this game in any sort of rush, so. And now there's a few places that we can go down. That we couldn't go down before. Alright, Cornifer's gone. I don't think we actually need that anymore. Alright, where do we need to go down? Oh, like over here? You mean like right there? Like right there. Does anyone have any clue where we're going next? Oh, I do. I asked a question and then immediately remembered the answer. Oh, I died on the inside. I don't know how long that was available for me, but we're good. For a while, got it. All right, we're okay. There's a tram over here? Why don't I... How come I didn't remember that there's a tram over here? Where do you go? Wait, no, really, where does this tram go? I'm so confused. Where are we now? Oh. It's the other side of Resting Grounds. Okay. Interesting. I kind of forgot the other side of Resting Grounds was there. Oh, I bet you it's just because I don't have a charm equipped. All right, Crystal Peak time. What a madman! Dang, he got me good. Interesting. Interesting. Why is it so damn dark in here? All right, that worked. Cornifer, where are you, buddy? Ow.
I can no kuchin.
All right, Cornifer, could you please not be doing that? Ow. Somebody doesn't have the patience for this. All right, fuck that noise. I don't know why I wanted to do that, but I think I wanted to do that. I thought it was the dash that I was getting next. Maybe not. Okay, well that was interesting. I don't even know if we're supposed to be going this way, but we are.
Nami nobis.
Where are we going? See, that was fun. All right, works for me. Oh, it ends that too. That's kind of nice. All right. God damn it. All right, there we go. Home again, jiggy jig. I think we need to do the thing first. There we go. All it was. Well, that wasn't very exciting, now was it?
Oh, Papa.
Hey, welcome back.
Patmos, Gio.
Oh, that was annoyingly expensive. Yep, too early. One more. One more. Although I'm not sure if maybe we can hold on. Hold on. Let's see. Let's see what our numbers are. 1. And you are 2. And you was Dippo and 1. Okay, that's me. Alright. I guess we can. I guess we could do that. We'll just end a little early today. We'll do some crazy Souls-like next time. Hello, Rod. Yeah, you were part of the 2. Okay, so.
Let me see your war face.
Okay. Just crying horribly. Okay, let's end a couple streams here. So we can stop this one. And we can stop that one. And we can stop that one. And now it should only be YouTube, which I'm going to have to stop and then start again. So give me just a second. That's actually kind of accurate on how I play games, where I'm like, oh, I'm playing a sniper, and all right. So give me a second to stop this one, and we'll start it again. I think. Hold on. I'm not sure if that's going to work or not. Edit. I know. I'm trying to put in the information so that I can make sure to give proper credit when eventually the description comes. So give me just a minute. I just have to reset my studio, and we should be good. Where's highlight? Highlight. Okay. 1 second. I'll have to end, and it'll come right back.